Hey everyone, I am Dana Wilson, your hair advocate, and we're going to continue our series called Meet the Certified Sister Law Consultant. And we'll get started in 2 minutes, you guys. Hey there, everyone. I am Dana Wilson, the CEO and Director of Hair Cares Inc. And I am a Sister Lock trainer, a Sister Lock consultant, and coach, and a certified trichologist. And I'm here today because I'm presenting our series called Meet the Certified Sister Lock Consultant. For those of you who do not know, Sister Locks is a natural hair management system and lifestyle founded by Dr. Joanne Cornwell. And Sister Locks will be celebrating its 30th anniversary next year. And Sister Locks is still going very, very strong, in part due to our Sister Lock bearer, who I believe is the Sister Lock certified consultant. The certified consultant truly has been a contributor to the Sister Lock Society by doing good work out there, initiating people into the Sister Lock family. And so this series was created so that I can highlight some of these people and really introduce them to the world so everybody see who they are and what they're up to. And today we have a special guest, Miss Teri Bolden, and I'm going to bring her. Oh, let me share some things about her before I bring her to the stage. So, Teri has been a licensed cosmetologist for over 35 years, and she has been a busy bee. She is our certified consultant for over 13, no, not 13, 18 years, as well as a practitioner of trichology. So, I want to talk to her a little bit about that. She prides herself in changing lives one head at a time. So I want to bring Teri into the room. Hey, Miss Teri.
Hey, Dana.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a joy doing this series with highlighting you guys as certified consultants and how you contribute so much to the world and to obviously to your clients. If you could share with us, Teri, how did you even get associated with Sister Lots at all?
How did I get associated? My husband and I renewed our wedding vows in 2004. We went to Hawaii for our honeymoon and we met a couple there. We ended up befriending the couple. They were from up north. We befriended them and we met them at the Baltimore Harbor the next year just to have dinner and to build a friendship since we had met them in Hawaii. and she had Sisterlocks.
Okay.
So I started like everybody else. It's like, are those small braids? Like, what is that you have in your hair? Because this was back in 2004. And that's how it all began. I met her. And when I saw her hair, I knew it was going to be something that was going to be big. I just felt it in my spirit. I felt like it was going to blow up. And and then I decided I wanted them. So I ended up flying out to California and getting them. Well, no, let me slow down. I went to, well, after seeing hers, I ended up inquiring about the class.
Okay. Oh, the class already. The class.
Oh, the class already. Because once I saw it, but I ended up going to New York to her consultant to get them installed in my hair. Now, this is my second set of locks because I had them for over 10 years and then I cut them. And then I just re-got them. I just put them back in this year.
Okay. Okay.
But I went to her consultant and she installed them. But I knew once I came back and my clients saw my locks, I knew they were going to want them. So I said, oh, it's time for me to take the class. So I think I ended up getting them maybe in September. And then I flew to California in November and took the class.
Go ahead. You weren't playing at all.
Oh, not at all. That was in 2005.
So where did you go? Did you go to San Diego and took the class?
Yes. Well, I went to Pasadena. I think it was in Pasadena then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you knew it in your spirit that this was going to be something huge.
Most definitely. And I didn't want them asking me about it, and I didn't have any information to help them get them. So I knew it was going to blow up. So I ended up going out and taking the class.
Wow.
No regrets. No regrets. It has been wonderful. A wonderful experience.
So when you so you took the class. How did you feel after taking the class?
How did I feel?
Did you feel ready? Did you already have clients ready to go before?
I didn't have clients ready to go, but I knew I was going to get them to go.
Okay.
Once they saw my hair and they knew I was capable of getting it, once they knew I was capable of providing that service for them, I didn't have any doubt. The only thing that I felt like they may have a problem with was the cost, but that was just a small doubt because I knew once they saw my hair and I explained the process, it would be fine.
Now, let me ask you about your clientele before taking the class. What services were you offering? Natural hair care services or all different kind of services?
All different kinds of services.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the natural hair, I may have done natural hair maybe 10 to 20% because I was still doing everything else.
Okay, got it. Got it. Now, how was the experience of you getting the Sisterlocks? Like, did it take a lot for you to adapt to the lifestyle that you didn't need a comb anymore and all that good stuff?
It didn't take a lot. It just felt like I was home. It felt natural because I remember after getting them installed, I felt a sense of freedom and freeness, and like you can go out. You didn't have any limitations. Like your hair could get wet. I could feel the wind blowing through. Now, even though with braids, you can get that feeling too, but I was never a big person who wore a lot of braids. Not that I had anything against them. I just didn't. So this is kind of like my first encounter with having, and I know they're not braids, but having something permanent like that, and I could have that freedom and feel the wind and everything go through my hair. It felt wonderful.
Yes, it really, really did.
And at that time, I had a convertible. So once I got them, just feeling the air blowing, oh my God, it was fabulous. I even got chill bumps. Once she finished it and I could feel it, I had chill bumps on my arms because I felt like it was a new sense of freedom.
Absolutely. I totally can relate to that. I totally can relate. I was sold before I got my establishment done. I was sold. So you took the class in California. You came back home. How soon thereafter did you have your first client?
Oh God, this was back in 2005. I would say everybody kept inquiring about them. And then it was a matter of getting them to commit because since a lot of my clients didn't have natural hair, it was a matter of them, looking at my hair and say, you know what, I think I want to do it. But that took a while. But that's a good question. I would have to look back into my files to see when my first installation was.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was at the end of that year, 2005, or sometime in 2006.
Yeah. I just asked that because I just wonder if your clients was, when they seen yours and you took the class, was they ready, Freddie? I mean, like, did you have any challenges with having clients ready to go?
I don't think they were ready, Freddie, because it was something new.
Got
And
it.
like I said, I wasn't doing a lot of natural hair. It was probably
Got
about 10% natural. My clients had everything else but natural hair.
Okay. So did you transition them from relaxer? Meaning, did you start the sister locks? Because if you, for those that don't know, sister locks, you can transition people from relaxer, meaning that you don't have to cut all the relaxer off to get started, unlike some other locking methods. So did you transition some of those people from relaxer?
Well, eventually I did some transitions, but
Okay.
no, my first three installations, they ended up cutting their
Okay.
perm out. Or
Okay.
I ended up pressing their hair for a while. That's why I couldn't remember exactly, when I
Right.
did my first installation. But I'm
Right.
thinking it was 2006.
Okay. Now, did you feel the need for a coach? Like, how did you, when you got back home, how did you get started? Did you go straight into your client's head? Did you work on the mannequin? Like, how was that transition?
I think I went straight into, not to say I didn't need a coach, I may have, but I'm a pretty like self-motivated, confident
Mm,
person. And,
okay.
and since I was a cosmetologist, I was familiar with manipulating hair. So
Mm-hmm.
once I got the concept for me, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like I needed a coach at that time. But I did have people that I've reached out to over the years. Definitely you need that support system. But
Mm-hmm.
initially, I just kind of did my thing.
Okay. That just jogged the question for me. As a cosmetologist, did you feel like you learned something more or something different from the Sister Lock class versus what you learned at school?
I feel like the concept, well, the technique was definitely different, but the concept was a little different. Like what we considered like dense or medium, those things were a little different. Like the terminology was different.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So for those of you who are cosmetologists, just know that you will be learning, different terminology if you decide you want to be a consultant versus what they use it in cosmetology school.
Like you may have had another term for it, and we called it something else. So I had
Got it.
to kind of, like figure it out and mesh it together. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was a little different. Some of the
Okay.
terminology.
Okay. So did you know right away that you wanted to become certified?
Oh, most definitely,
Okay. And
most
why why
definitely.
why would you say most definitely? Because
Because
some
I'm
people
a
are
person.
not. Some
Well,
people
I'm
don't
a
have that.
person that, well, once I start something, I like to finish it. And I
Mm-hmm.
just like to follow the rules if I can. Like I
Okay.
feel like if Dr. Cornwell came up with this concept and it's her baby, who
Mm-hmm.
am I to not follow the rules and its trademark? I just felt like I had to do what was expected of me. So,
Got
and that's the kind of person I am. So I
it.
didn't hesitate to become certified, and I wanted to make sure I stayed on the registry. So I just followed directions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So look, I went in the archives and found something.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I found I found this Sister Lock journal that you were featured in, and this was the summer of 2013.
Oh, wow.
I want to pull up.
Wow.
I said because obviously I didn't meet you until, I mean, this is, I don't even know how many years we've been acquainted, but I know I've seen you first in the journal.
Okay.
Let me see what page you on here. I thought this was pretty cool. At one point, Sister Locks did have a journal that came out, I think on a quarterly basis. Here you are, Miss Lady,
Oh,
with
wow. I
your
can't
first set.
believe
Let me
that
see if
was
I can get it.
2013.
Yeah, with your first set right
Wow.
here. Uh,
And one of my clients that's featured in that journal, she was a transitional Sister Lot client. She,
yeah, I do see she had relaxer on here.
uh-huh.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you had Miss Lazina Pollard and
Yep,
Larice DeBerry.
correct. And Regina, she had relaxer on the ends, and she would do the perm rods on the ends so her ends wouldn't be straight. So
Okay.
she was like, I think she was my first transitional client.
Okay. So you were clearly following the rules, getting certified, and staying on point out here for everybody. You it featured in the magazine as well. So we got a superstar, everybody. We got a superstar.
And then, another part of that is I don't like to be called out. Like, I don't like to fumble. Like, if somebody say, well, are you certified? And I'm like, no, I don't like that. I just
Yeah.
like to do what I'm supposed to do. And when my clients come to me, I like to be fully loaded,
Mm-hmm,
locked and
mm-hmm.
loaded.
Mm-hmm.
which
And
means I
so you
am
are
doing
certified too. So you are certified too, meaning that you can teach others how to retighten their own hair. So
correct.
did you have a was that a demand out there on why you decided to do that?
I think I just wanted to put myself in a position to teach. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to take it to another level. So
Mm-hmm.
when I saw that they offered R certified, I said, well, okay, well, once I install their locks after 6 months to a year, if they're interested, I would like to be able to show them how to retighten their own hair.
Mm-hmm.
So another option for them
Okay. So
through me.
tell me about this practitioner of trichology.
The practitioner of trichology. Well, when I first, I'm trying to think, how did I first hear about it?
Mm-hmm.
Probably through Lori
Mm-hmm.
and you. Look,
Mm-hmm.
look. I don't know if this is going to help me or hurt me. I hope. I think it was you for, well, you know what? You ended up doing something at your home and Lori came and that was,
Right.
what was that?
So we had
Something to do with trichology too.
yeah,
And that's how I got started. I was
yeah,
interested once I saw that.
yeah.
Not
So
initially.
I had a meet and greet, and we had Dr. Cornwell there,
Yes,
as
yes.
a guest, and Lori Huckabee was there to kind of introduce the trichology to the consultants and to the masses, basically. But what made you interested in trichology?
My clients were aging
Okay,
and they started experiencing hair loss.
got it.
And I think I brought Lori back in like maybe years later. Might have been
Okay,
after having what you had at your home a couple of
yeah.
years later.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had gone as far as I could go as a cosmetologist, a certified Sisterlock consultant. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I had gone as far as I could go to help them. So then I
Okay.
started seeking out others who could take them even further. And so
Okay.
I ended up having something at one of my clients' homes, and I brought some of my clients in. Well, one of my girlfriend's homes, and I brought some of my clients in, and Lori did a presentation. And
Got
then I don't know, I guess it was fate because I felt like I needed something else to do, like you need a hole in your head.
That's right. That's
But
right.
again, it's like but I'm not the person to run in place. So I started to feel like I was running in place. So I was like, okay, I guess God
Mm-hmm.
is trying to tell me I need to
Mm-hmm.
take it a step further so I
Mm-hmm.
can be able to educate myself as well as help my clients. And that's how it started.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then I reached out, I think, to you to find out more information about what I needed to do to
Right.
start it.
Good stuff. That's so cool. Because
So that's where the coaching came in at when I started reaching out.
but
You know
that's
what I mean? So
not
like,
true.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so when you need information and you know this person has information, you reach out. But I am a person that I don't look for something for nothing. So even if you help me and you do something for me, after a while, I feel like I have to earn my say or my keep
Mm-hmm.
or my place. That's just me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be as ethical as I possibly can
Yeah.
and do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I'm amazed, conversation after conversation with some of the consultants, how like self-motivated you guys are. Like because some things are just people just self-motivated, like always going to the next level. They see a need and then they got to go learn about it, and some people just stay put. So let me just say hats off to you for having that quality, because it's not second nature to everyone to have that.
Hmm.
No, truly.
And
um
I used to be a rah-rah too. So maybe that enthusiasm came from being a cheerleader for years, you
go ahead.
know.
Good on you for continual education to help your clients.
Most definitely, most
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I appreciate when I go places and when people know their stuff in their chosen profession, I appreciate them knowing it. I'm like, thank you. And that comes from continuing education, coaching, whatever you need.
Right,
So when
right.
that client comes to you, if they come to us for their hair care needs and we do this, where do they go? I mean, we're
Mhm.
the experts, we're the professionals. So you have to take it to different levels to
Yeah.
be able to help the clients.
So let me ask you, so why did you have a second set of sister locks?
Yeah.
So what happened where you decided you wanted to do something different?
I think I mean I love my sister locks. I just wanted something different. And most hairstylists we change up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was just, and I think I wanted my locks to be a little larger because I had gotten older and my hair I've always had fine hair, but I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I wanted my locks to be a little bit bolder. So that was
Okay.
one of the reasons too, to cut it off and just kind of go without locks for a couple of years.
Okay.
I said I was going to do it for like a year or two, but time goes by, and I think it took
Mhm.
me almost 10 years to put them back in again.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
now you're back in the fold.
Yes. Yes.
So now you're sitting in the client seat again.
Yes. That was another thing because taking time out to get them done, it's a wonderful experience, but trying to get my tight schedule because I do locks all the time and to
Right.
get an appointment for myself, trying to match that up.
Yeah,
That I didn't miss as much as I love my locks because I'm
that's
trying to do, everybody else's hair and then trying to block out time for my own hair, Yeah.
yeah, it's always hard for us to get that to stay consistent on that appointment calendar.
Yes. Yes. Because you've got so many other things you have going on,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
So Terry, how has Sister Locks impacted your life? I guess personally because you're aware, and then professionally as well as a consultant.
Personally, I like that I am changing lives one head at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that feeling of taking people to a level of freedom that they didn't even think they could experience.
Mm-hmm.
Professionally, it's been good because I've gone from 10% natural hair to probably 90%.
Oh wow. Oh, that's huge. Yeah,
Yes.
that's huge.
Yes. And I think it's because in the world, people started embracing natural hair again. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just in a position to help take them there and give them some options. So now I hardly ever do anything but locks or
Mm-hmm.
natural hair. I don't do a lot of traditional locks. I do have some clients, but the majority of my clientele are sister locks. And
Okay.
I got so busy that I didn't take new clients for over 12 years.
Wow.
Now
That's
I had a salon at one time, so if I still
Mhm.
had my salon, I would have gotten some of my hairstylists trained, and then they could take the overflow of my clients. But
Right.
since I ended up closing my salon after 25 years, so I didn't really have anybody to pass them on to. So I'm like, okay, this is just too much for me because I want to ride my motorcycle, I want to spend time with my
Okay.
family.
Come on. Come on.
So I'm like, okay, well, you're busy, and this is a good thing. It's a blessing. But if I
It
want
is.
to have more time, I had to do something different. So I stopped taking clients after, I think back in, over 10 years ago, maybe back in
Mhm.
2015.
Now, has the trichology piece changed your clientele as well? Are you more people gravitating to you because you have that specialty as well?
My existing clients.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
again, I hope I'm not coming across selfish, but I wasn't
No,
interested in
no.
bringing on new clients. So my existing clients, I think I wanted my time for myself and
Mhm.
time to for my existing clients to be able to take them to the next level and just really have enough time to like give them the attention they deserve.
Absolutely. It's nothing selfish about that. I mean, truly, the beauty about Sister Locks or just being an entrepreneur, you can dictate who you see in service. You don't have to
Yes.
do it to the masses. You long as you're doing personalized service for the people that you service, you good to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they are loyal and they appreciate that.
Most definitely. And
Absolutely.
like I said, I didn't officially take new clients for over 12 years. But if I lose three, like if someone cuts theirs off, and that doesn't happen too often, I don't have a
Mhm,
high turnover rate. Or if someone moves out of town and they get a
mhm.
new position somewhere else, and if I lose two or three, I may take one.
Okay. Okay. I was going
Yeah.
to ask you, are you in the position to take more clients right
If
now?
I lose three, I
Okay.
take
Because I'm gonna put your email up here.
Yeah,
For
and if they want to, I do 15-minute free consultations. So if someone wants to call, and I'll try to
Mhm,
help them as best as possible, and I
mhm.
will direct them. If I can't do it, I will direct them to other consultants.
Okay. So for everybody viewing out there, this is Miss Terry's email address, dreamnr2 at aol.com. So if you would like to reach out to her, she is located in Richmond, Virginia. She's in my neck of the woods. So please reach out to her here. Like she said, if she can get you in there, if there's slightly, maybe possibly an opening. If not, she can refer you to somebody.
And look, my clients are so funny. They already know when people come up to them, it's like, she's not taking any new
That's
clients.
right.
She's
That's
not taking any new clients. It's like it's on record. They already know.
That's right. Well, that's the beauty about being an entrepreneur. You can dictate how you do it, you
Yeah,
know?
most definitely. And yeah, and I'm so thankful for that. And
Yeah,
Sister Locks helped get me there.
right.
I mean, I was always quote unquote successful with hair, but I
Mm-hmm.
like the freedom. I like that I don't have to buy as many products. I mean, it's like we're
Right.
the products now. We're the machine. We have to move and do everything. So,
Absolutely.
and the
And
chart.
it's one. So let me ask you this. Good. That just jogged something for me. So COVID, when during COVID, I mean, obviously at some point we all probably stopped. We had to stop, drop, and roll for the
Hmm.
situation.
Hmm.
But one of the things that was noticeable to me is that as a sister lock practitioner, we were used to doing one client at a time
Hmm.
already. So it really didn't impact anything as far as your clientele because you were used to doing one client at a time. You didn't have somebody under the shampoo bowl while you were working on the other person. Um,
Right.
so during COVID, was you impacted in greatly at all?
Somewhat because my clients were still ready to come. Like you can come somewhere, but you can't come up in here until until we see what was going on. So I took some time off, but since I had existing clients, and that was good too when they took my art certified class because some of them could do something to their own hair until they got back
Right,
in. So I took I
right.
think like 2 to 3 months off.
Okay, good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Wonderful.
Hmm.
Wonderful.
Because I don't want them bringing, I love them, but I love me too. So
Right,
I didn't want them
absolutely.
bringing me in. So yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I was impacted, but again for a couple of months.
for a couple of months. Okay, okay. Well,
Hmm.
thank you so much, Terry. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with me,
Most
and
definitely.
um, and we will keep in touch. And look, we got a superstar on here today, you guys. If you go into the
Superstar, meet
archives,
superstar.
you'll see her in
Thank you,
here.
Donna. Have a good day. Everyone have a good day. Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
See ya.
ladies. Thank you again for joining me, you guys, to listen on this conversation that I'm having with a certified sister law consultant, which I say is our standard bearer, who has contributed greatly to our sister lock society. If you want to stay connected with me, join our Facebook community called the Sister Locks Society. Also, if you're a client out there and your certified consultant is thebomb.com, put her name in the chat or DM me if you want to see her featured as a certified sister law consultant. I would love to have a conversation with them so they can have a chance to tell their story, how they got started, and what they're up to, and how they're contributing to our society. So please join our Facebook group. This group is for practitioners and clients alike. So keep in touch, and we'll see you soon as I continue this series called Meet the Certified Sister Law Consultant. All right, take care.